everybody. Hope you're all having a great Monday. This chapter, man, five fire emojis for sure. We are talking, of course, The Promised Neverland, and this is continually the best manga I'm reading, and that includes the manga that I don't review for the channel, which would be One Piece. In terms of where we're at in the story, not this isn't better than One Piece, but in terms of Volume 2, the first two volumes of this are better than the first two volumes of One Piece. I'm sorry, but man, the plot, the twisting and turning of this plot is absolutely outstanding, and I almost want to curve the grade of these some because the story and the artwork are done by different people, and so you expect it to be this high quality, this good every time, but it's delivering. So it's giving you a different perspective on what's out there in terms of story. And before I even get into the chapter, I just wanted to have a short time to talk about forget that. We're finna get into the chapter. It was that good. Chapter 11, Trader Part 1, excuse me. And we start with Norman, Ray, and Emma all talking about this plan that they have to leave on November 8th. And not only have they decided to leave, but they're going to try to include the two next to oldest kids to really just assist. They're not having to lead or plan or anything, just be able to lead a group to have lighter numbers in each group to help mobility with the escape plan. And they all have different responsibilities, of course, and how they're going to make this work. But Don and Gilda are the next two oldest kids that they're prepared to tell. And the back and forth in this chapter really makes me, I continually appreciate Ray, because he provides the devil's advocate, the natural opposition, if you will, of, well, what if this doesn't work? Well, what if who we're talking to is the spy, or what have you? And that's a nice piece to have to your team anyways, although it's hard to have that in yourself, although we should all try to, but it's nice to have someone that's like that naturally, where I don't think that might work, but what if this happens instead of what you're planning on working happens? Great. Now, the interactions between all three of them are a little bit different, where Ray is more questioning of Norman and a little bit sterner towards Emma, where Emma and Norman together are naturally pretty sweet to each other. And all of those kind of reciprocate, where Emma is naturally like bubbly around Norman, and therefore he's a sweeter person to her. And Ray and Norman's relationship is kind of like, it's like they're best friends. And on the flip side of that, Ray and Emma's relationship is kind of like older brother, younger sister ish. Just the dynamics that I've picked up so far, and I feel like that's got some keys to it going forward, where they trust each other so much and they have these tight-knit relationships that have been built through time and experiences that they've shared together so much. And I'm enjoying the side stories that kind of show some of these things. By the way, before the chapters where they talked about when Norman had gotten sick and Mom had told everyone to stay away, and of course, as we find out right before the next chapter, that Emma went to go see him. I didn't even get to read all of it. I thought it was still part of the panel already, but that's besides the point. The conversations from those relationships that they formed is why they work so well as a team now. And to hear how advanced a strategist Norman is, and why he's able to put together these plans, and why he's able to go force the issues and perceive the deception that Mom has in place. And once again, she's also a master strategist. She's kept this whole thing running. She's kept two missions running. She's running a household, which being married now, like I see my wife doing, and it's a struggle. It is something that requires time and effort, and she's doing that while also operating a resource farm. And they're the same things, but she's doing it two different ways. So she obviously has a strong sense of planning, a knack for planning at that. But Isabella, the chess match between Isabella and Norman is extremely intense, and I'm loving it. I'm definitely loving it. Because he's perceiving things how we as readers are perceiving them at the same time, though. Like, he's saying she has no intention of revealing her source of information. Because if we see it as we have time, she also sees that we have time. Even if we really don't. She sees how we're seeing things because she's the one who taught us how to see those things. So we have to understand what we've been taught, who taught it to us, and why we were taught that way. That's such a complex mindset for anyone to have. This is a 10-year-old child. That's what makes it so impressive. And to think that he's so witty, and Ray is so knowledgeable, and Emma is so intuitive, for lack of better terms, that they're truly amazing. And it points back to like the last 2 or 3 chapters where Isabella was telling Krone, like, no, they're built different. For lack of, they're built different. Making us think we have time is a trap. Is the line, it's the panel in this chapter that kind of pushes the chapter forward for me, because not only have they understood that the time's the trap, not revealing, like, the source of information, who knows what we have going on, doesn't matter. Because he's playing chess, he's a couple moves ahead. So her realizing that they plan to leave is no longer an issue for him, because they don't know when he's planning to leave yet and where all the things they need to make shake is. And Mom understanding who the 3 are. What are you going to do? Ship them out now? Like, go force the issue? That's the hand that she'd have to play. And now that 2 of them are aware of what's going on, she might be put into a situation where she'd have to ship all of them out. Which I'm guessing they're banking that she doesn't want to do that. And I could be way off base. I could be completely off base. But they let in Don and Gilda. And the way they did this was so smooth, where Don had the exact reaction they thought that both of them would have, where his genuine love for Mom made what they said impossible, for lack of a better term. It made it something that's just not going to happen. That's impossible. But Gilda's reaction is that of someone who's extremely aware, because she noticed the changes in Emma, and she noticed how they were worked. And if you think about it, because, spoiler, Gilda's the informant. Or at least that's what this chapter leads us to believe, that Gilda's the informant, where she slides the piece of paper and then she's caught up by Krone. But for all we know, and Isabella's trying to dip with them, but she was also punished, and she was also one of the ones that can be around the kids, and she's the obvious choice of an informant, because she's made to do the same things. So they were like, Mom suspects her too, when the entire time Isabella was like, it's fine, I'm gonna make it look like I suspect you, so whoever it is, they be like, well, she's a suspect, so we can trust her, because we're the ones who actually did, so we can let her in, because Mom's suspecting us too, we can team up. Basically in layman's terms, like, they saw her as someone who is trustworthy, because she's also suspected. Great play by Mom. Great play by Isabella. But what is Krone up to? what is Sister Krone up to? Where after she slides the note about where it's at, and if they told him 2 different locations, and she knows the real location, like how does she already know the real location? What is Krone up to? Like, and I think that's probably the best part of The Promised Neverland right now is that every chapter that answers questions gives you twice as many questions to ask for the next chapter, and it's continually just hitting. Like 11 chapters down, and it's every one of them has had like extremely just great moments. Just it's had some great moments so far. I like that we get the flashbacks here and there from just Emma. Especially, I feel like Emma is our main protagonist, although there are the 3 of them. We see more of Emma's view of things. And to see, like, her and Gilda when they were younger, and of course they're girls that are the same age in a house where we let you mentally develop as well as possible before you hit this certain age to ship you off. And they were some of they were the 2 that had stood out for so long. I also, while I enjoy seeing their flashback, it makes you kind of wonder if she's the informant, what else does she know? Like, what tempted her? And it could have just been her relationship with Mom, like a motherly figure that you can trust, that would lead you to rat out someone that you honestly view as a sister. Or is she aware of everything that's going on? And is she in line to be a sister and a mother one day? Because we saw Krone when she was a young girl in this same system, taking the test, and now she's a sister and trying to become a mother. And so what all does Gilda know? And now that Gilda has, maybe Gilda was never working with Mom in the first place. Maybe she was won over by Krone. Like, there's so many different possibilities out right now. But I'm going to stop right there before I start getting into, like, head canon theories and all kind of other things that could have went on with this chapter. If you like this video, please give it a like. It goes a long way. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, because we do this often. I shoot for as many times a week as possible, at least 3 or 4 reviews up a week, because I'm trying to catch up to doing 1 a week where I can do live reaction and review. But we're sticking with this format until I'm caught up. And in the comment section below, let me know the question that you want answered the most at chapter 11. What's the one question that you want answered the most? I want to know what Isabella's real motive is. And I get that that's like a very large question, but just let me know in the comment section below, like, what question at chapter 11, of course, not like wherever you're at, but through 11 chapters, what's the question you want answered the most? Hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Peace.